Did you miss me? Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Candid Athletic Training. This is Chad. I'm here. We've had a little bit of a break. I guess I owe you all a kind of an update. So, the last time you heard our voice or my voice was end of March. We had just wrapped up the fat bracket. And, going into that show, Kevin had already told me that he needed a break from the podcast. He's got 2 kids under the age of 2. He's got 2 businesses he's trying to run. And it was just getting to be a lot. And so we knew for a while we had talked months before, and he said, I don't know how much longer I can do this. Let's just see how it goes. And then, push came to shove and he needed to step away. Obviously, we wish him the best, as we wish everyone, success. So that kind of left me here in this place where I'm at right now. Just kind of not sure what to do with the show. So I took a little bit of a hiatus. I didn't have a place to record. And then, some things happened at home, and now I've got a studio space, which is kind of fun. And, I was deciding, do I want to continue to do Candid Athletic Training by myself? Do I want to do it with somebody else, try and find a different co-host? I wasn't quite sure what to do. And I will say this. I got a lot of texts. I got a lot of emails. I got a lot of, hey, what's going on? With the show, we haven't heard anything in a while. And I really appreciate people reaching out. I think that's super cool. People said, oh, this meant so much to me. It was great. And so I was like, yeah, I'm going to try and do the show. I think it's important. We have sponsors that we need, that we made a promise to. So I'm going to continue to do this for them. I'm going to continue to do this mostly because I love talking about athletic training. And we'll just see how this goes. So this is a solo pod now, and it could change in the future. Hopefully things work out for everyone, and maybe Kevin will want to come back at some point, and obviously I would welcome that. And if anybody else wants to help me out, great. But for now, I'm doing a solo pod. It's called Candid Athletic Training. It's not going to, the show will probably change some. It has to. I don't have a co-host. So we're going to just play around. This is going to be an experiment for me. And hopefully you enjoy it as much as you did for the first 257 episodes, because this is episode number 258. So I've got a new studio space. I've got the same equipment. But I'm going to try around and try and play around with some different things. I'm going to do what athletic trainers do, is make decisions in real time and make adjustments as needed. You may have the best rehab program in place. You may have the best treatment program in place. You may have the best evaluation going. And then in the middle of it, something happens and you have to call an audible. That's what I may do with the show. So I'm going to try my best, and let's just see how this thing goes. I'm going to tonight, for today's episode, I'm going to do, the traditional segments. However, I don't necessarily know if those will stay consistent. I might try some new stuff. Who knows? I think it'll be interesting. And it's kind of nice to not feel like I have to do the same things over and over, because that's what we did for the first 257 episodes. I think that's part of this last 2-month break, was me stepping away and going, all right, what did I like about it? What did I didn't like about it? Where can I improve? So we're going to try it. If you have feedback, obviously, I would love to hear it. And I think that's actually what's going to be really fun about this show right now. It's going to be more important. We've always thought this show was about the interaction between the hosts and the listeners. So we're going to need more of that. We're going to need more. Hi, Dylan. Dylan just hopped on. Welcome back, Dylan. I've been following you on the Snap, and it looks like you're having one hell of an off season. I hope you're enjoying your downtime. Looks like you're getting lots of sun and fun. So, yeah. So I think this is going to be just as important for you as it is for me. You know, I enjoy when people come on, hang out, interact. That's what this is about. So if you're listening for the first time in a while, make sure you hop on all of our social medias. Starting, I think I'd say YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, Candid Athletic Training. Make sure you hit the notification button, because maybe we're going to change the time of the shows. Maybe I might not have a regular show time. I'm just going to do this as best as I can. I think that's actually kind of nice, as I don't have two schedules to consider. I can do a Saturday afternoon pod as I'm doing right now, and that might work out for some, and maybe not for others. And maybe I can do a Tuesday night pod or a Monday night pod. I know that would make Dylan happy. Dylan's in Charleston, South Carolina today, enjoying life. Things are good here, Dylan. Thank you for asking. Thanks for jumping on. I do appreciate it. Things are great. As a dad, things are great. Bennett's doing wonderful. I've got some fun video of him messing around with the podcast equipment. Every time he comes down into the basement, here's behind the scenes. Our downstairs tenant moved out, so I've got this space down in the basement that we turned into a playroom for my son, Bennett, and also my new podcast studio. So he comes down here and he wants to jump on all the equipment and play around. And then, it's really fun. So maybe I'll put some of the video on Instagram so you can see. Maybe he'll be the next co-host. I don't know. It'd be great. So as I was saying, this is gonna be super important that we get lots of people to interact with me, because otherwise you just listen to me talk about what I want to talk about, and maybe that's not what you want to hear. So get on the YouTube, candidathletictraining.com, hit subscribe, hit the notification button so that if something changes or something comes up, you'll be aware of it. You can follow us on social media, Candid_ATC. Same on Instagram, Candid_ATC. I'm not on the Threads yet. I'm not on the TikTok yet. We have a Facebook page, but it's pretty whatever. So we'll start there. Yeah, this is going to be a unique opportunity, and I'm looking forward to it. I know it's June already. Holy cow. June is hopefully some downtime for most of the athletic trainers. So hopefully you are recharging. It's not a downtime for everyone. Mr. Hopper's here, so thank you to Mike for jumping on. I hope things are well. It looks like you are continuing to do great things. So hopefully everybody's in a good place. I know as we continue to be healthcare professionals, it can get more and more challenging. The expectations are more. The demands are more. The time doesn't get any, the time doesn't, how do I say this? You don't get more hours in a day, but the expectation and demands are just as high as always. So hopefully you're not stressed out. I know I'm super busy at work, and I'm actually kind of stressed out at work, but then I step away, and then I go, what's important in life? Being a good dad, being a good person, and actually for me, trying to figure out how to make this show work. So I'm going to put my time and energy into this because that's what I love to do. You know what? Before we really get into it, I do, again, want to thank some sponsors. Obviously, Healthy Rosters, the official sponsor of the show. Kudos to them. I'm going to put their logo up on the screen here. They're the best. If you are obviously in your down months and you're looking for a new EMR, make sure you check them out. So our other sponsors, Smart Tools, Athletic Training Insurance Plus, Athletic Dry Needling, Chinook Seedery, and Performance Running Outfitters, all a big part of this show as well. And we're going to work them in, but I wanted to thank everybody. So again, that's kind of where we're at right now. I'm going to attempt to do this by myself for now. Let's see how it goes. And here we go. I think the fun part of this is actually the shows might be a little quicker, move a little faster. I mean, so maybe you like that, maybe you don't like that. And if they're shorter, then maybe we can do more of them. Maybe I can do 2 a week, can change it up. Again, I think that's going to be a really fun part of what happens here is I'm kind of open to anything. I've got the green screen behind me, so I can play video. I can bring in video content if need be, which is probably not good for some of the audio content, or the audio podcast listeners. But if you're watching on YouTube or on the live stream, it could be a little fun. So let's make the best of it. Let's start tonight or today. Man, I'm usually recording at night. Let's do a FMK. I've probably already done this one in the past, but it's really applicable to me right now. My calf is all fired up. My Achilles, I got some Achilles tendonitis. I tried running a 5K this morning. I was like, I'm going to really need to stretch the hell out of my calf. So I wanted to marry, kill 3 common calf stretches. So I've got the straight leg stretch, the bent leg stretch, and the wall stretch. And I'm almost 100% certain we've done this before, but it's okay. It's just what's applicable to me right now, and that's what you're going to get. I'm going to be honest. I think it's one of my favorite things to do is kind of explain in the walking clinic that I work in, the ortho walking clinic, to people that come in with lower extremity injuries. I like to explain to them just the 3 different calf stretches and kind of how the 2 different calf muscles. I think a lot of people are like, oh, I had no idea there was actually 2 calf muscles. I'm like, yeah, there's one that sits on top of the other one. This is the stretch for this one. This is the stretch that kind of influences the other one. I like that sort of patient interaction. Oh, here's another fun toy I got for the show here. I'm going to try and incorporate this. The old IKEA special here. So we're going to talk about calf stretches here. I got like a little wooden model from IKEA. The old $8 IKEA. I don't even know what to call this. It's almost like my own little voodoo doll. So we're going to talk about the calf muscle here, down here. So if I have to marry, and kill these 3 different stretches, I actually think I'm going to just start with killing the straight leg calf stretch. It's pretty vanilla for me. And while I think you can, it's fine. It's fine. I just think the other 2 stretches are a little bit better. I think you can learn a little bit more about your body from the other 2. So the wall stretch, I'm going to F with that one. Probably a little easier to cheat it. But I do think you get a little bit better stretch if your heels are on the ground, your toes are up a little bit on the wall, and you kind of lean towards the wall. I feel like that's a really good starting place in a relationship. And maybe you shouldn't start with the F, but I think that's good. Dylan gave his answer. Oh boy. I'm going to marry the bent leg calf stretch. I do think it's the best. I think maybe it's just because personally my soleus is always tighter than my gastroc, so I always feel it a lot. I actually think it's a really fun one to teach. I think it kind of is a little bit of an eye opener to athletes or patients when you be like, oh, if you do this, this is kind of how it changes. So that educational piece of it, I do really like. So I'll marry the bent leg calf stretch. I will F the wall stretch because I think that one is, frankly, the deepest stretch you're going to get, which probably feels the best. and I'll kill the straight leg one. Dylan's on the live stream. He said he was going to marry the bent leg stretch, so he's similar to me. He's going to F with the straight. No, you're not messing with Dylan. You're not effing anything straight. And he's going to kill the wall stretch. So, if Hopper's still on, maybe he'll give his answer. But I do think that's a really fun, like just the teaching of it is really fun. So, we will look for. We're gonna just move forward. We're gonna move into our top 5 here. We asked athletic trainers, how many weeks will a box of tape last you? How many weeks will a box of tape last you? I thought this was very interesting. And actually not quite what the results well, maybe it is. Let's see here. I did the calculations, but I didn't even add them up. So I got to quick do some math on the fly here. This is 1, 2, 3. Okay. So really our top 5 here, we have a tie for 4th place. 6% of the vote, 6% of the people we asked, 6% said 4 weeks and 6% said 8 weeks. So 1 month for a box of tape or 2 months for a box of tape. So 6%, so that'd be 12 total percent a month. I was going to get a month or 2 months out of your box of tape. In 3rd place, 12% of the people, so basically 1 out of every 10, just a little over 1 out of every 10, said that a box of tape will last them 3 weeks. In 2nd place, 22%, or basically just under 1 out of every 4 people said 2 weeks for a box of tape. And then with 32% of the vote, or 1 out of every 3 people that answered this survey, said that a box of tape will last them 1 week. Pretty incredible how fast we can use it. So basically, over 50% of the people that answered this survey said a box of tape won't even last them 2 weeks. Good for the tape companies. Hopper said a box of tape depends on the season, but during football, less than a week. During the winter, about 2 weeks. And I think that's what some of the people said. Dylan said a box of tape will last him, and he's in hockey, 8 to 10 weeks, if not more, unless he's taping a lot of MCLs. So Dylan, I want to know, so with your MCLs in hockey, is it illegal to wear a brace, or is it just frowned upon? Like masturbating on an airplane. Is there a rule against a brace, or is it just a preference from the hockey world that you tape the MCLs? He'll go through. He said 4 to 6 boxes in a season, which, if my math serves me correct, 4 to 6, and he said basically 2 months for a box of tape. So his season's 8 months long. Dylan said that the reason they do it is it's easier to fit under the shin pad. Fair enough. But he does have guys that brace too. Very interesting. So if you're a student, there you go. There's just a little pearl of what you have to look forward to. They seem to like the tape job. I can tell you the last time I did an MCL tape job. It was maybe not. Maybe I did one in baseball afterwards. I was going to say the last time I remember doing an MCL tape job on a women's soccer athlete in 2010. Nope, 2011. 2011. That might have been 13 years ago I did an MCL tape job. Then I might have done one more on a baseball player. I'd have to double check on that. We had one person that said a box of tape lasted them 1 day. And we had another person that said a box of tape lasted them 2 days. I'm guessing football athletic trainers, maybe basketball athletic trainers. Pretty incredible to think. Just think about the supply budget. Dylan, 2 to 3 MCLs a year. Goalies are common. Sure. And then you're taping that thing for what, 6 weeks? 6 weeks of taping an injury. Whew. Hopper's trying to think what athlete I would have taped an MCL. I did a couple of times this year. Yeah, I did. I'm sure I did women's soccer and then a baseball player as well. I don't think I have a tape a cross country runner because those are my 3 main sports when I was in the collegiate setting. Okay. Really fun. Okay, this is going to be silly, but I want to do it. It's kind of hard to stay current on our fictional athletic trainer. So a lot of times we'll just pull for what's the latest TV show or movie, and then or whatever I'm watching or whatever, when Kevin was still doing the show, what was he watching? So recently I took my wife to Moulin Rouge because it was the musical. It was touring, so I did it for her Mother's Day present, and we went the week after Mother's Day. And I'm gonna be honest, it was so incredibly good. I was dumbfounded. I had no idea what it was even about going into it, but it was really good. And I'm not much of a musical person. I've done a few here and there, but the way they modernized it, because we ended up watching the movie after we saw the show, because I'm like, oh, let me just compare. The musical was incredibly good and current, and they made it really fun with some of the just the amount of new music they brought into it. So it's on tour. If it comes to you, I highly recommend checking it out. So that was kind of like the last thing I saw that we haven't discussed before. Although I'm going to go back and look through the old Fat Brackets. I can't remember if we did the Super Mario Brothers character because my son, that's all we're watching right now. So maybe I'll just do Super Mario Brothers in the next episode just because it'll be fun and a lot of people. I think we've done it. I can't remember. I have to go back. If we've done it on a different Fat Bracket, then I won't. But if we haven't, that's the hard part. When we've done 257 episodes, I don't remember what we've done and what we haven't done. I need a person to just say, yeah, to like write down everything we've done. So we'll quick do Moulin Rouge, and then we'll do our feature topic here. We're going to just do the 4 kind of main characters in Moulin Rouge. Satine, who is, if you've seen the movie, that would be the Nicole Kidman character. The courtesan, the female lead. Christian, who is played by Ewan McGregor. Is it Ewan? Ewan McGregor. He is the American songwriter. Zidler. I don't know who played Zidler. Zeidler. He is the owner of the Moulin Rouge. And then the Duke, who would be the villain, the antagonist, whatever. He is the one that ends up, and he's just the other main character. So we're going to quickly discuss them and pick one. I did put it up on social media, Candid_ATC, not too long ago, so I can't imagine we have a ton of votes on it, but I'm just going to quick take a look here. So as of right now, 67% of the vote for Satine, and then it came across, and 33% of the vote for I think it's supposed to be Zidler, but it came across as Sigler. I might have to edit that. But let's talk about the characters really quick. Satine, she is the courtesan. So very passionate, very into her work, very determined to succeed. She's kind of a little headstrong, She doesn't want to be convinced that she doesn't know what she wants or doesn't know what she should do. Kind of goes by her instinct, which I think can be a very good trait for athletic trainers. She doesn't overthink it. She knows what she feels, and then she just said, "Hey, this is what we're gonna do." She was usually pretty accurate in her quick decision making. I wouldn't say 100% accurate, but none of us are. She also kind of worked through an injury, so to speak. She was ill and kind of just dealt with it while she continued to work. I think a lot of athletic trainers can relate to that. Yeah, true to herself, but she also did what's best for the company. She had a tough decision to make. She had to choose she was caught in a love triangle. She was being given away to the Duke, but her heart wanted her to be with the American songwriter Christian. But if she did that, then her coworkers, the show, whatever, would suffer. And she didn't want to do that to her athletes or to her coworkers. So she somewhat took one for the team, which I think a lot of athletic trainers do. So those are the kind of the basics of Satine. Also pretty acrobatic and good hand-eye coordination. Ability to kind of actually 3 of these characters, Satine, Christian, and Ziedler, all kind of were really good at improv or adjusting on the fly. They were kind of all caught in this like little game of cat and mouse with the Duke. And they all kind of had to be able to adjust on the fly or come up with quick lies. But just the ability to think quickly and adjust made all 3 of these characters, I thought, pretty interesting athletic training candidates. Christian is the American songwriter played by Ewan McGregor. He goes to Paris for inspiration, as most of us become athletic trainers because we want to be inspired. I'm just kidding. He was kind of the idealistic one. Believed in basically the idea of love, but just being an idealistic individual, I think sometimes athletic trainers can also do that in terms of the job itself. Believing that the profession is such a great profession, and it is. It's got there's parts of the profession that I miss so much being in the traditional setting. And then you step back and say, maybe there's some parts of the traditional setting that aren't ideal, but he was so fascinated with what was right and what was perfect in terms of his ideals. He was a broke songwriter. Can any athletic trainer relate to feeling like they are less than wealthy? Probably not. We all feel like we're comfortably paid, I bet. I say that sarcastically, obviously. I mean, it is one of the biggest gripes is salary and hours and stuff. And that's the other thing about Christian. He threw himself into his work, writing these songs, these ballads for the show all day, all night, basically writing for Satine, but writing for the show. So he was truly working around the clock. And I think that's obviously a trait that most athletic trainers can relate to. Ziedler, the owner of the club, kind of a unique individual, he's obviously out for the money. He wants to be successful, but he provides for a lot of people. He kind of makes a backdoor deal with the wealthy guy to try and save himself. But he is also very resourceful. He knew what he had to do, and he did it. I think just being resourceful is one of the strongest traits of an athletic trainer. Um, and then there's the Duke. The Duke is kind of the antagonist, the wealthy rich guy that kind of took over, wanted to buy his way through. However, he knew what he wanted and he knew how to get things done. He was pretty no nonsense, which can be a strong trait of an athletic trainer. Say, hey, this is what we're going to do. He made some quick decisions in terms of, I want to change this. I want to change that. I don't like this. I don't like that. Now, he was a little naive. And he missed a few things, a few critical things. But there are some redeeming qualities about being a man or a person in a powerful position and being able to identify what works and what doesn't work. And I think a good athletic trainer can take a quick judgment and say, hey, here are the things we need to do. Here are the things we shouldn't do. So that being said, I know a couple of the people said Satine was the best. A majority of the people said Satine. Nobody said Christian, although I think if you think about it, the ability to work around the clock, the ability to not worry about money, being a songwriter, you got to be creative, which would come in handy with rehab, where Satine had talent. She had like natural talent. She was physically gifted. She could sing, but she was kind of just following directions. She improv'd a few times, where Christian actually had to be creative and come up with material. So I'm kind of torn. Zidler was the funny character. I thought he was funny. Christian was kind of mopey, and I guess he got his heart broken. He got too much absinthe in the movie. And then he brought a handgun to work. Probably not a great idea. I guess I do have to go with Satine. She's ultra talented. She's determined. She's got some qualities. Probably maybe Christian second. Just, he hit a rough patch. But yeah, let's go with Satine. So, all right, let's do this. We have one more segment to do. That's our featured topic. So let's see if I can do this. Wow. It's amazing when it's just a one-person show how fast this is going to go. Kevin was obviously the talker of the two. I was kind of more the bullet point person. So maybe these shows are going to be a little bit quicker. I don't know. Maybe that's a good thing or a bad thing. So a couple weeks ago, I think it was last week, I posted something on social media. Not the other thing that I posted that everyone was excited about because they thought it was going to be some sort of Twitter beef. I'm not going to go there. Not yet. All right. What did we do here? We talked about, I posted this. Name a place outside of the current athletic training work settings where an athletic trainer could be useful. And then I went first. I said a fitness facility. And the reason I was doing that because I was at the gym and I was watching a guy try to do an exercise. And I swear to God, he was about to break his wrist. He was trying to do almost like a clean. And he's just the form, the technique. I was like, I know personal trainers are supposed to teach technique, but there's so many people that don't use personal trainers that there are injuries. I get a lot of people into my walk-in clinic, which is attached to the gym I go to. It's like literally in the same building. It's in the door next store. But we get so many people who get hurt doing the physical activity. It's like, why don't we just put ATs in the gym? The gym that we used to record from, Brew Fitness. I saw Ryan, the owner. Twitter beef is the best beef. I'm not ready I'm not ready to go all in on that. I'm going to play the high road for right now. We'll see what happens. So I saw the owner of the old gym, and he has an AT, I believe, coming to the gym and doing some quick evaluations and treatments for people. Like he got needled at his own gym. And I was like, yeah, this could be a model that would work if the gym owners would pay. A lot of risks. I mean, there's just so many different injuries. So that's where this started. Let me just read through some of these responses here. Kevin Joyce said on tour with bands and performers. That'd be a great one. Aaron E said, as a medical reference for TV shows and movies. If I have to watch one more fictional concussion occur and the TV doctor tells them to not let them fall asleep or it's a fracture, not a break, I'm going to explode. I think that'd be a great setting for ATs. Is just I forgot what it's called. It's not a liaison. What is it called? I mean, it's a reference position. I think that'd be really cool. Christina at Tina Turner said, I mean, this technically exists. I'm a campus recreation athletic trainer. My office and AT clinic are in our fitness facility. Okay, so she's saying what I said. And then there was a little bit of discussion about that. I think I'm talking about not on college campuses. SJJ said, Dance Academy or studios. I know our Milwaukee Ballet, we have the team doctors and a team athletic trainer, but I think in some of the younger studios probably would be a really good idea. I got yelled. Okay, Josh Dawsey said I got yelled at on this platform for suggesting an AED to be in a fitness facility. Can you imagine an AT and all the confusion that already exists between the AT and personal trainer? Maybe. I actually think the good personal trainers would totally embrace athletic trainers, though. Be like, hey, so and so is hurt. Can you help them so that I can make that? I think there is. I think if done correctly, it can happen. Dylan says he believes that Lady Gaga has her own AT. How freaking cool is that? Maybe that's what we should do. Maybe I'll do another tweet here. Which consultant? Yeah, how about this? Medical consultants. Celebrities that need ATs. Mostly your action heroes here. Game day sideline consultant for ESPN. I think they have that in the NFL. I think that's Mike. Oh God, I forgot. I follow him on Instagram. Mike Ryan, I believe. So I think NFL has it. But absolutely, game day sideline consultant. Not just the sideline reporters, but the AT. I mean, they've got the referee consultant. Why don't we have the sports medicine or the ATs? Theater companies and film sets. That's Denise. Totally agree there. Dylan Alam said hospital emergency rooms. Interesting. Aaron E. said, I'd also suggest within a team for public health initiatives, not to step on toes of those departments, but could be impactful from a community standpoint. Multifaceted healthcare professional. Dash Sports Medicine. This is going to be one of my favorites. Dash Sports Medicine said Renaissance fairs and cons. I absolutely freaking love it. I worked a few because I have a friend who runs a few. Heat issues are prominent. Yeah, I love the Renaissance fair. Let's gingerly touch our tips. I think that would be a great setting for ATs. All the sword fighting and stuff. Aaron Guidarelli, hair salons and barbershops. Why not? Nisi said, when I was in the program, someone mentioned prisons for when they get body slammed by the guards and stuff. What do you all think about that? I'm not against it. If they'll pay, if there's a need, an AT, yeah. Lucas Bianco, I have often joked that ATs might need ATs if they keep pushing themselves to burnout. How about rock wall climbing gyms or mountain climbers? Indoor. I mean, we see so many. I shouldn't say so many. We see on average 2, maybe 3 finger injuries a month in our clinic. And it's just the people that come in because of indoor rock climbing. I think that's a great one. Aaron G also said accounting offices, particularly during tax season. Ergonomics. I mean, I know I've got friends that do it for do basically ergonomic assessments at Amazon. So yeah, any office building could, if you have enough people. Stephanie ATC said reality TV shows, Survivor, Amazing Race, etc. And I know they already do that. I know the former. So the head athletic trainer of the Bucks, following the group that when I interned with the Bucks, there was a new group of ATs. I know he actually ended up going into the reality TV series. So I know it does exist. And then 500Z said movie sets. So I think somebody else had said that too. I think it's really exciting for the profession. I think as we have started to saturate the clinic setting, it's like, what's the next move? We need to continue to grow. And I think some of these ideas are absolutely what needs to happen next. I just think as our profession continues to grow, as people continue to look for, and I think there's just an emphasis on being active. So in all these different facets of life. So I think as that happens, there should be an AT. As we know, there should be an AT in every school. There should be an AT in a lot of different settings. I think that's what's going to happen. I think hopefully by 2050, you see ATs everywhere. Just a fun discussion. I might have to follow up on that movie, that Lady Gaga point that Dylan made, and see if what celebrities, maybe we can find out. I'll look into it. Anyways, how about that? A 45-minute show. Pretty cool. I mean, it goes a little fast. Obviously this is my first try at a solo pod. Hopefully, as you're listening to this, you enjoy. Please give me your feedback. If you're listening or you want to catch up, shoot me a text. If you have my number, you can email us. Email me. I'm going to say us for a long time because it's always Kevin and my idea. But email me at candidathletictraining@gmail.com. Follow us on social media, candid_ATC. The YouTube will be important, so make sure you follow, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that if I randomly decide, hey, you know what, I got something to talk about, maybe it's just a 15, 20-minute thing, get a notification. Maybe you can hop on with me and discuss on YouTube. So thanks again to Healthy Roster, the official sponsor of Candid Athletic Training podcast. Without them, we wouldn't do it. I can't do it. Smart Tools Plus, 10% off using the code CANDID10. Anything at their store. So if you want some BFR equipment or some soft tissue mobilization equipment. Athletic Trainer Insurance Plus, if you want to get a discount on personal and professional liability. Athletic Dry Needling, you can get $100 off one of their courses. And also, hopefully, we're going to be doing a show or a CEU with them. Chinook Seedery, you're going to get a discount if you are a member of our podcast. And also, I can give away I have some boxes I need to give away. So if I'm going to have to look and see who is a current member of the show, and I'll send you a box of seeds because I got 3 in my house right now that just got delivered in the last couple of weeks that I need to send away. So make sure you get yourself a membership here. Check out the website. And join. And then Performance Running Outfitter. If you are looking for some shoes, you can use the code CANDID10 and get 10% off. I was just at the store last week. I got myself these new shoes right here. I got I didn't. Right here. I just got these. Boom. I got some Ultras. 10% off using the code Candid10. And if you're a member of the show, I'm going to give you a special code that you can get 25% off of. 25% off shoes. That's a really good deal. All you got to do is become a member of the show and just help me out here. Give me $25 for a year, and I'll get you 25% off any shoe you want. I shouldn't say any shoe you want. Anything that Performance Running Outfitters has in stock. So, thanks for joining me, episode 258. Thanks to Dylan. Thanks to Mike. Who knows? Maybe I'll do another show tomorrow. I'm kind of enjoying it. Let's see what I can come up with. Hope everybody is doing well. I'm glad you are around and listening, and we will see you soon. Thanks, everyone. Take care.